She served the corner of the before of the Mr. Aguilera and from representatives. Daughters experienced the transition joy Christ and the Jesus died. We know our Sister Florence on loan back to her hands has been completed and she has transitioned to a better place. Hold on to the wonderful memories you have and the years you were privileged to share with her in your life. The prayers and sympathy of the Cornerstone family goes out to her daughter Lori, Eugene, Sister Christine, host of grandchildren, and the entire family. Maintain your trust in God and keep Sister Agnew alive in your hearts. Be it resolved, we give praise and give thanks to the Heavenly King for the life and legacy of your matriarch, Sister Florence Agnew. So therefore, be it resolved on this day, continue to press on in faith, trust in the Lord, and live on in hope. Submitted in prayer and love by the Cornerstone Baptist Church family, Reverend Lawrence E. Aker, the third senior pastor. Resolution, Mount Joy United Methodist Church. September the 7th, 2024, to the Agnew Smith family. Today, the pastor and members of Mount Joy United Methodist Church pay our respects to the memory of Mrs. Florence Agnew, mother of our own, Mrs. Lori Agnew Smith, her husband, Mr. Eugene Smith, and this entire family. The Smiths are both longtime and beloved members of Mount Joy. Therefore, their loss is ours as well. We were all very sorry to learn of this fine lady's passing, but we know that Mother Agnew lived a life pleasing to God and was therefore ready to continue her heaven-bound journey. She knew that death is not the end, but only the beginning of a brand new life. All who knew this family was aware of the love that they shared with Mother Agnew. So let us be comforted in the knowledge that they are at peace with her passing. Perhaps the words of Philippians 4th chapter 11 to the 13th verses can express the joy that they are able to experience even now. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. to be hungry, to abound, and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Though a sad season for us left behind, please rest in assurance that Mother Agnew is now resting safely in the arms of Jesus, the author and finisher of her faith. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Psalms 35th verse. Mother Florence Agnew left us with many lessons, but let us remember to follow her example of embracing our current season of life with dignity and maximizing our time in it. She lived her life as a proud and honorable woman, raising her children to be God-fearing, steadfast, and unmovable. May her constant examples of how to live a Christian life remain inspire also live with a spirit of love and contentment. May God's love abide in you forever, even unto death. Rest in sweet peace, Mother Florence Agnew. Triumphantly submitted, Montjoy Church family, Reverend Provey Powell, Jr., Senior Pastor. Flowers and expressions in this time of grief. The following cards are a small representation of all the cards received, and the family will personally thank you at a later date. Your mother lives on in you. She nurtured you when you were small and taught you as you grew. Her values, lessons, and hopes and dreams became a part of you. With deepest sympathy, love, Loretta. Praying in your loss. There will always be things that trigger tears and things that bring laughter, things that you never expected, but they'll gently remind you of all the wonderful details that made life with your loved one such a precious gift. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Peace and blessings, Bev Evans. Time is God's gift. We all need time to grieve. Quiet time for reflection, to sift through memories and come to grips with what has happened. Praying God's peace and comfort for you in your loss. And this is love, looks like Ganel. Okay. My prayer is with you and your family. With sympathy in the loss of your mother, dear Laurie and family, may your mother's life be honored by all she loved. May her memory be cherished for all she gave. May your heart be comforted by all you shared. With heartfelt sympathy, Betty and family. You're never alone. Nothing takes him by surprise. When you're weak, he's strong. He's the God of new beginnings. His love never give up on us. Trusting him to carry you through. Sending blessings always. Leonard Johnson and Teal. Thoughts and prayers are with you at this difficult time. May God, who holds your loved one near, gently wipe away each tear and help you through tomorrow. With sincere sympathy, love, Dorothy Quick, Cornerstone Baptist Church, Brooklyn, New York.
Amen. couple of things that I remember about Miss Florence when she used to visit here. She would always come and she would go straight up to the balcony. She would never sit down. She would go up in the balcony. And a couple of times she and her sister would attend prior to her passing, and they would always sit up in the balcony. And then for some special occasion, Miss Florence came and she had, I think all of her sisters were with her. And I think that's when we learned that one of the sisters sang opera. And we got her to sing it one of our things, and she raised the roof off of this place. It was beautiful to watch her come in with her sisters, and they all would just go upstairs. And another memory is on the resolution, the pastor said that Miss Florence shared her gifts near and far, and the gifts that she shared with us was Lori and Gary. They were truly gifts to Mount Jewel Church. Gary was funny. He didn't say a whole lot, but when he did, he always had a joke or something funny to say. And Lori is such a precious gift here. I don't know what we would do without her. She's such a beautiful person, which is definitely has to be a shadow of who her mother was. You know, she's identical to that soft, warm, loving, giving spirit that her mother raised. And we love you, and you know that we are here to support you however we can, you and Janae. At this time, we're going to open up the mic. If you would like to share some memories of Miss Florence, we are asking that you do keep it to 2 minutes so that, you know, we can allow as many people as would like to speak if you are respectful of the time limitations. So at this time, if you have a memory, we love to hear the memories. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming today. For those who don't know me, I'm Gary's daughter, and I appreciate everybody coming. One of my favorite memories of my grandmother, I think all my cousins could agree. What was grandma's favorite dessert that she always gave us? She used to pull out the flavors that I didn't even know existed. Like, to the point where I didn't even need a spoon, I would just drink that with sauce. But what I think I'm gonna miss the most about her is her voice, her courtesy, her kindness, her words of wisdom. I could be mad at the world. Just leave my grandmother call. I'll be fine. But no matter what bad I did, she always found good in me. Amen. So I just want to thank everybody for coming, and I love everybody.
Ooh, 718-453-1026. Good morning, Auntie B. This is my grandma there. What I'd give to dial that number. My grandmother taught me a lot of things. I'm going to try to keep to this 2 minutes. I can't promise you. Humility. My grandmother didn't need a lot, but she had everything she wanted. Amen. She had family and she had the Lord. Amen. They say you hear from God's grace and a praying grandma. I tell you people, I'm here from God's grace. All right. She never judged. She never told me no. I heard my grandmother raise her voice one time in my entire life, and I was in a limo at Auntie B funeral. Joey was getting on the loose. The only time I failed all my classes one time. This is in my memory. My mom said she wasn't buying me anything. Easter is a big thing in New York where I grew up from. We grew up materialistic. I couldn't return to school without new clothes. My mother adamantly told my grandmother, don't buy him anything. And my grandmother looked at me and asked me, was I going to do better? Of course. Never judged, always gave humility, a love for God. My inheritance is so great, and I'm not talking dollars. She told me never to worry. My grandmother went through some storms. I put it through a cup. My dad put it through a cup. My uncle put it through a cup. She never worried because she had the Lord. I love y'all.
I am so happy to see all of you here. You know how Mom loved you all individually and uniquely. And she was just a wonderful person. And Aunt Kitty said that the other day. She was just nothing but wonderful. And I remember times where she must have gone through some stuff with my brothers. Never with me, but... and I know that she worried about each of you all the time. And Marissa, she loved you. Every day she'd always ask, Marissa, what's going on with Marissa? And she did that for the rest of you too, but Marissa, she had something special for you because she had something special for Gary too. And she knew that you needed her. And I'm just so happy that all of you came. And she loved you all. And I loved her too. And I only wish that I could be half the woman she was. But I know that we're going to be going forward, and all you can do is remember how great a person she was and what she wants for you. She only wants the best. Amen. That's it.
The Lord would chastise me if I did not come up and say anything about Miss Florence. I'm a neighbor of Lori's for the past 22 years in Smitty. And Miss Agnew came, I want to say approximately 7 years ago, and I had the great honor to talk with her, to laugh with her, and to understand why Lori is the way she is. Because she is a replica of her mother. I was reading on the back of the obituary, or obituary, and this is truly Miss Agnew when it says that she always, when she was with you, always wanted to leave a good feeling, a kind word, or love towards you. Now, she didn't bite her tongue, but that was seldom that would happen. But she had a heart of love. And I felt that across those 7 years. And if any of you have never heard her quote her poetry, even at the age, I'm going to say at that time, she was probably 92, and she came to the center, senior center, and she recited 2 of her poems, and they were not 5-liners. They were like 30-liners. I mean, and she just remembered them. But here it says, I have to know I've left, that she has left with cheer and gladness. I want to know that on my way, I've banished someone's sadness. I want to feel a close of day, that someone cares were lighter because of kindness I have done. And that is truly Miss Agnew, Miss Florence. I just want to say, like the family had my condolences, and always think about this. The Lord brought it to my mind when I lost someone in my family who was only 26 years old. And at the age of 26, the Lord said to me, "What is your legacy going to be?" He had a legacy. And Miss Florence has a legacy. So she's asking, what is your legacy going to be? Amen. What are you going to leave with others? Thank you.
Amen.
You know what a legacy is going to look like? I'm sorry.
I won't be before you long. I just couldn't help myself. I'm going to use the word lucky, but I know it's not lucky. I'm blessed. I am fortunate enough to be a grandchild of one of the 4 sisters. They're like superstars to me, right? And when I was 18, I had my daughter, Robin, and I was kind of sad because I'm scared, right? And I remember going to my grandmother's house sometime along the way. I'm just trying to figure things out, and my grandma said, "I float some clothes down here for the baby." And I just remember thinking to myself, thank you. You got so many things that might be going on in your life, and things turned out all right, but the hope of having support and feeling that big love and just always having that. I remember coming to my grandma's house when she would visit and seeing the long ponytail and just joy. I'm grateful for her impact on my life, and I don't know how I got so lucky, but really blessed to be a part of that. I'm grateful.
I was going to say that the legacy that you leave when you can look in. As the family was processing it, and I was standing here, I was just watching the young people. And all of the young people were touched by this woman. And that's amazing when you have an elderly person who has such an impact on so many young people. You know that is a legacy of love, to even have a relationship with the little ones and they mourn in your loss. That's a wonderful person. And I just want to share a story about Lori. Lori and I have sang in the choir. We do all of these things together. But the thing that marvels me the most is that Miss Florence, you had to know that she was a kind person. And I tell Lori all the time, I didn't know what kind was until I met Lori. And that is the God's honest truth. Nice people, good people, pleasant people, but kind. I never experienced kind, gentle, loving in everything, every day. I mean, that's who Lori is. And even if she thinks that she says something, she'll come back and say, was that too mean? She's just a beautiful person, and we love her, and we know that her mother gifted her with that, because that's a gift to be that kind all of the time. At this time, we are going to have a selection from the choir. Following that, we're going to have the reading of the obituary. Following the reading of the obituary, we're going to have a special reading by Daryl Walls in that order.
obituary. Her story. On January 20th, 1930, the curtain rose on the stage of life of Florence Attilia Jackson, first of 4 daughters born to Wilbert Ralph Jackson and Nanny Miles Jackson. After a long and service-filled life, the curtain closed on August 23rd, 2024, in Wilmington, Delaware. Florence Jackson was born in the small town of Crewe, Virginia. She received her early education in both the states of Virginia and New York. After graduating from Nottoway Training School in Virginia, she migrated to Brooklyn, New York, to reside with her grandmother. There she enrolled in the Old Central Evening School, taking classes in shorthand and secretarial skills. She was baptized into the fellowship of the 11 Oaks Baptist Church under the leadership of Reverend Leon Bass. She attended Sunday school along with her 3 sisters, Beatrice, Christine, and Shirley. In 1953, she met and later married Charles B. Agnew, whose family was also rooted in Virginia. To their union, they were blessed with 3 children, Lori Michelle, Charles Gary, and James Corey, Jimmy. Florence also inherited a young stepson,